Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another 1v1 cast by the Angry Dutchman. This time we are on Nexus, and on the left hand side spawning as the US forces. We got none other than the mighty Elpern from Sweden. And on the right hand side we got Orangepest, also a player from Sweden, and he is playing as Mechanized Assault Doctrine. He's playing as OST, but immediately Mechanized Assault Doctrine. And it looks like he did a little misclick, because he sent his Pioneer Squad out to capture this point, and then he retreated it immediately again. Probably a little misclick. Already getting tilted by that. Elpern instantly going for the famous Mechanized Company. We're going to be seeing that a lot. It's probably going to be one of the most played commanders in any tournament to come, unless there is some kind of balance patch. And it all is because of this little trucky truck. 200 manpower, it can carry a squad. It can be upgraded with a pintle mounted Browning M2 machine gun for 45 munitions. And with that machine gun, it has an insane range. Not to mention its other abilities. At that one, it gets stab on it. For 40 munitions you can mark target vehicle, which will be very easy to kill, even with small arms fire. So a very strong unit, and that's why we see it so often. Orangepest skipping tier 1, going for the assault guns. There they are, running towards the northern VP. But the sprint has worn out before they get close, so the riflemen are getting some damage in. Elpern retreats early, and it's a good move there by Orangepest. The one thing to remember here is that these assault grenadiers, they got some grenades, they got sprint, but they don't have any Fausts, so he has nothing to snare the light vehicle here from Elpern. It's going to be interesting how he is going to deal with that. He can of course get a quick 2-2 out, already getting battle phase 1. But this southern fuel is disconnected now by Elpern. Nice cutoff maneuver. Elpern is floating quite a bit here. Finally goes for the activate platoon command post. Could have already been out. So a little bit slow there. Pintle mount coming up. The Orangepest map control looking good once he reconnects the southern point. He has some extra fuel income as well. Elpern currently banking on all these standard points. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 standard point connected, which give him a whopping plus 22 fuel. MG setting up, and these rear echelons are sure to be suppressed. They are. He's trying to crawl out of the arc. He does manage to crawl out of the arc. Pioneers are closing the distance, however. Riflemen are running to the other side, not being able to shoot at the Pioneers there, but they get into the WC-51. And there's no Faust available here. He stayed a little bit too long in front of the MG, takes a huge amount of damage. Ooh, WC-51 in trouble and actually goes down into other small arms fire. That's a big misplay there by Elpern. Grenade being tossed. An easy dodge for Elpern. Meantime, on the northern cutoff, we see assault grenadier storming forward and forcing away the rifleman right there. And the panzer grenadiers are going ham. Riflemen are low and have to retreat. And we got some very low health squads now. So he definitely needs a ambulance for that. Grenades being thrown on the retreat path. He's trying to pick up this rifleman. There's one model with a tiny sliver of health remaining. But it gets away. MP40s are of course pretty good close range, but anything else in close range, they fall off dramatically. At this moment Elpern is quite a bit behind. He doesn't have any munitions. I think, yeah, he's going for the Thompson submachine guns on the Cav rifleman he just got in. That's a 50 cow doll as well. But for the Orangepest, the 2-2 is already coming up. So unless Elpern can get a good angle with the 50 cal on that, it's probably going to reign supreme. And map control hugely in favor of Orangepest at the moment. Sweeper has already been upgraded here by Elpern. I haven't seen any mines going down yet. I think all the munitions have been spent on sprint and grenades by Orangepest. And this MG42 suppresses the rear echelons in the south. To already dealing a huge chunk of damage. Nice flank here though on the north. Assault Grenadiers in trouble. Cavalry rifle on the retreat path. Gonna get another model. Ooh, heavy model is very low here. They'll probably get away, and they do get away safely. Meantime, the 222 is doing quite a bit of damage here on these Cav riflemen. It's gonna be quite costly. Engineers now being chased down, however. Lose a model. And Elpern is just trying to get out of range of the 222 at this point. You see a heal bunker coming up for Orangepest, and he needs it. Just look at the health of all these squads. He needs it quite desperately. And this should give Elpern some time to capture a map. He's already busy in the north. And he's moving to a cutoff maneuver in the south. MG42 repositioning, preemptively here by Orangepest, and nice setup.
The bunker is now a field hospital.
And there's the 222 once again. 50 cal doesn't have an angle because of the bushes. And this is one low, Lieutenant. I think it's time to retreat that unit. Yeah, it loses 3 models there. And Orangepest waiting for all the heals to be done while moving out his troops. Oh, and we see another call in. The mechanized assault group has been called in. Panzer Grenadiers in at 250. And there are no snares available for Elpern. Panzer Grenadiers are going ham here. Where is the steward? And the steward is already rushing forward, misses the first shot, however.
Enemy forces are securing our
Elpern's rifleman stays alive, gets away quite safely as well. Meantime, MG42 with that nice position forces away the Cav rifleman. 50 cal turned around, suppresses the assault grunt. The steward is reigning supreme in the center. All of Orangepest light vehicles have to go backwards. And I'm wondering whether he is waiting for an AT gun or whether he is going to upgrade one of his Shrek boys, or one of his Panzer Grenadier boys with Shreks. He doesn't have the munitions quite yet though. Steward, under the cover of the rear echelon with the sweeper, goes in for that MG42 and manages to force it away quite easily. But at the moment, Elpern looking good at the map control.
Go ahead. We're ready.
Well, let's see how it's.
Heavy truck waiting for deployment. A capture point is being overrun.
Let's see how it's going to be in a couple minutes here. Those Orangepest is coming on back on the field now. There's a whole bunch of stuff.
Capture point is being overrun.
Already capturing the north. Engineer busy repairing all the vehicles here. So this 250 half tank is once again repaired. Still no munitions for the Shrek upgrade, which I think he is going for. Also no tellers that I've seen. 50 cal in a weird setup, I would say, but they were probably guarding this flank. Elpern has managed to squeeze out the ambulance as well, so healing is available in the USF base. Heavy cover being built as well, so just to get the edge over the engagements. There's a whole bunch of stuff I'm passing, and both players are a little bit avoiding each other at the moment. And yeah, all the Shreks coming up as well, as I said earlier. So no AT gun, but Shreks. And Elpern has spotted them. Ooh, both Shreks connect. It's very annoying. 250 setting up, and if it sets up, we can get some suppression, and that's indeed what happened. So they're forced away. It's almost VET 1. VET 1, it can reinforce squads, which is a very handy feature that people often forget. If the call being found out in the open, forced back to base, and the Orangepest now completely securing the map. South fuel is being secured, north has already been secured, and he is pushing forward. And I'm wondering what Elpern's response is going to be. Whether he's going to backtack for AT guns, or whether he is gonna just go ahead and try and get the major out. He has unlocked weapon racks, and now he's going for grenade package as well. Ooh, Stewart sees an opportunity here. Going in for that 2-2, but misses the second shot. Cav Rifleman in trouble. Spotted in time though. But now the MG42 is flanked. Meantime in the center, the Zooks on the rear echelon managed to kill the 2-2. That is a low health Stewart. But the Shreks are far away. In the south, MG42 forced away, so good push there by Elpern as well. So in total a pretty decent push. But this 50 cal is set up in the wrong direction. And Orangepest on top of it. Good retreat time there though.
Enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
And a lot of stuff being forced back to base. Elpern doesn't have much infantry on the map to capture at this moment. See a sandbag come down, some heavy cover for Orangepest to use. And Orangepest has already tagged up to battle phase 2. And he's a good minute away from a tank. Has plenty of manpower in the bank, just needs to get this engineer home to build the tech structure. In the meantime, Elpern is going up for a major. And he is quite a whiles off for many kind of armor. He has a couple of Zooks available on the rear echelon as anti-tank. And he has the Stewart of course, but is it going to be enough to hold off a potential P4? I don't know. It's going to be tricky. Preemptive nade are being thrown by Elpern, but didn't catch them off guard. Releases retreats the unit with full models, so that's nice. No manpower lost there, and the reinforcements falls away Orangepest, so that's good. And the Panzerschrecks with VET 1, of course, get the combined arms. If they are in a vehicle, they also have the combined arms. So this is a pretty potent squad there. Assault Grenadiers 6-man upgrade, which gives them their veteran squad leader. It's a really good upgrade. Oh, and these Shreks are more accurate than a javelin rocket. Both of them connect, zooming after that Stewart. And Stewart once again has to repair quite a bit. Another 50 cal acquired. But I'm a little afraid here for Elpern. I would love to see this major get a couple Zooks, because he needs a little bit more AT on the field. He's making some light mines here. Not a bad choice, just to stun the Axis tanks for a second. Map control is nice though. The south, this Cav Rifleman might be in trouble. Because there's not one but two frequents coming up. Let's see if Elpern is going to fight or retreat it immediately. He is taking rush for fight and does retreat on the grenade throw. Is Orangepest going for another grenade throw? He does. But this one is way off. Gets one extra model though, but that's not too impressive. Meantime, Elpern pushing in the center here. The P4 has been acquired. And there's still Shreks available. Where are the Zooks? Zooks are nearby, pretty low health. And the Cav Rifleman is not here either. Good connections though. 250 down. Zooks connect. And I think the AT grenade? No, not the AT grenade. But the Steward connected. Steward makes his, P4 makes his presence known in the center.
Moving on the flank. Ground secure. Now.
And the Steward has free reign in the north at the moment. There's quite a bit of infantry to support it. Yeah, Acolytes connect, very low health, have to retreat. But there's enough damage in this P4 for it to get snared.
The enemy has driven a wedge in our
And
line.
snare has been acquired there by Elpern. Can he get it off? He does get it off. So Steward is quite safe now. Retreat path is a little bit hazardous here for Elpern. 2 Panzer Grenadiers on the retreat. No munitions though for Orangepest, so no grenades being thrown. Trying to wipe the squad. And with that P4 still being snared, the Steward can clear up the backline. You see sprinting forward, Assault Grenadiers, Frost made a 50 cal. Good maneuver there from Orangepest. Ooh, these Panzer Grenadiers has a sensor on that heavy cover, yeah, you can't really engage those. Elpern has to run. Nice grenade, taking out quite a bit of health there, but Elpern's infantrymen are already low health, and both Zooks once again connect. And we finally see some armor coming up for Elpern. He is building a Sherman medium tank, but the 76 version. So not the standard Sherman, which you can of course upgrade with a dozer on this commander, giving it more health and more armor. Makes it a little bit slower though. But the 76 is probably a good choice here. Just having a little bit better gun. And there, Orangepest hits that stun mine. Limiting that top speed. Nice rear armor shots there by the Zooks. And that P4 is quite low health. At the moment, fight pretty even. Both players have a good army. Orangepest is a little bit closer to his second tank. Wonder what he goes for. We'd love to see Orangepest get an AT gun out as well, because there's a Steward still on the field, and now he should be expecting a tank from Elpern any moment. Map control is pretty even. Elpern at the moment just having a little bit more.
Losing a sector.
MVPs is also both around that 400 mark, with Elpern having the slightest of advantages.
Armor here.
76 Sherman on the field here. And he is on armor piercing rounds.
50 cals up.
Orangepest actually, instead of opting for the AT gun, he is going for the Deengeschoot, the Stook. I'm interested to see how that goes. Grenades being thrown here on Elpern. Decent dodge, takes a little bit of health damage, but not too dangerous. But like closing the distance now, and these are with the squad leader, so they're pretty potent here. Veterancy, however, is quite lacking. Not a lot of kills. I think the most kills are on the P grants.
Contact! Heavy machine gun!
Before dealing with the 50 cal in the garrison.
We're losing a capture point.
And after he hit that little shock mine there, even Orangepest against USF has upgraded that Minesweeper. Minesweeper, of course, also gives a little bit of extra repair speed. This is going to be helpful in repairing that P4. Oh, we see a little pushing action there from Elpern. Doesn't really get the crush off, unfortunately. 50 cal in trouble in the north in the meantime. Panzer Grenadiers are trying to get it down. Is he going to get away with it? It's very low at this moment. Oh, and he stops the chase. Might have gotten it. Both tanks are scrambling to meet the Shermans and the Steward. Sherman bounces, P4 penetrates. Steward also takes a hit. And Apple's being forced back. No AT of his own yet. Another connection there with the Steward. He did just get the captain, so he has access to AT at the moment if he wants to get it.
Crowds are sniffing around our assets.
No connections from the Sherman
Captured.
mean that this snare of the P4 doesn't snare at all. It only does a little bit of damage. Elpern being pushed to base quite hard. He's floating manpower, but no AT gun. He has access,
Supply line just got
and
cut
he
off.
could definitely use one as well. Just to keep these tanks at bay. Once again, a little bit of shocked engine there. From that light anti-tank mine from the Reaccolons. So good usage of that. Just slowing down at P4 ever so slightly.
Pioneers has arrived.
Ooh, grenade being thrown. A little bit of head damage. Not ideal, but not too bad either. And yeah, Elpern retreats them back to base just to get the heal off. 50 cal in the south now opening up. Forcing back that P-Grand squad. And Stuk on anti-infantry duties, but very unsuccessful. Almost that one though, which gives the dex to the target weak point.
Our
But at
opponents
first
are
need some
seizing the
R&R in the
sector.
base. This is very low health. Major in trouble. Does Elpern see it? Does he even want the squad alive? He does. He retreats it back to base. Stewart back on the field. Let's see how this little bugger is doing. 11 kills, not too shabby. Almost vet 3. Grenades being thrown, but neither player has found a lot of success with their grenades.
A capture point is
Both
being
players are
overrun.
quite keeping tabs on them and dodging them in time. Although I do think the grenades could have been thrown better as well. Especially on retreat pass, we saw some whiffs from Orangepest. Ooh, and Elpern senses an opportunity, lonesome P4.
The enemy is overrunning
He's
one of our
going in.
capture points.
He's even showing rear armor to the Steward. This P4 is dead. Oh, both shots bounce, but there's also Zooks. And I think the Sherman actually no, who killed it actually? I have no clue who actually killed it. Must have been a Zook shoot or shot, maybe.
Capture point is under attack.
Orangepest now being forced into double Stoop. I think that's a path not to go down, but these Beaker and Shreks are going ham. The Sherman might be in trouble. Stewart going for a pusher out. A ring around the Rosie here. Stook in the meantime coming in from the back line. And the Stewart is going down. So saves the Sherman. It pays for its life with the Stewart. There's no Zooks available. Zooks are back in base. Did he get the snare off? He did get the snare off, so one Stook is at least incapacitated for a while. And the infantry of Orangepest is being forced right in the center, but this 50 cal is in trouble. Does Elpern see it? Not paying attention yet, he's going for the grenade throw. Ah, this is surely dead. Ooh, and it wipes, that's a huge loss there from Elpern, and it's a nice pickup.
Warriors out of
50
contact.
cal, crude by S-Grants, hard to flank. You need to kill that from a distance. Also, all the reinforcing models will, of course, consist out of these assault grenadiers with their MP40s. They're quite a bit better than the standard MG crew. So a bunch of trades going on. P4 for Stewart. With Elpern then losing that MG. I think for the rest they didn't lose much, both players. I don't think they lost any infantry. No infantry lost here.
The enemy is
On the side
taking our territory.
Of Orangepest, you only lost the P4, the 250 half track and the scout car. And if you look at the side of Elpern, Stewart went down and the WC-51. Together with that 50 cal machine gun.
Sherman ready.
Ooh, nice bundle nade there. Almost killing that squad. And this army of Orangepest just consists out of elite squads after elite squad. Whole bunch of P-Grants, and he keeps manpower available. And these Stook are going ham against the 76s.
Steal our sector.
1 second, the Chuck's in trouble. And Elpern is a little bit in trouble here in the center, needs to retreat. He's going to get out of it. Ooh, Rifleman goes down. Elpern at the moment a little bit too many infantry squads, it seems. He has trouble microing them all. Taking a whole bunch of losses, once again getting suppressed in the center.
We're getting plastered over here. Awaiting orders.
And Elpern on a full retreat, nothing on the field. Stooks are gaining veterancy. Vet 2, Vet 1. A little bit more armor, of course, on the Vet 2. With the armor skirts here. Yeah, Echelon is Vet 3, so they got that extra squad member, which is nice. Keep it on the field as an entry vehicle squad. Only one Zooks connect here. 76 on the field. And Elpern went to rebuild one of his 50 cals.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Both Shrek once again connect. This must be super annoying here for Elpern. Meantime, he's trying to go in here with the 76 Sherman. But those Stooks are connecting. But he goes down. Even tried to smoke his repeat but doesn't manage to do so.
Medium tank was just lost.
And I think the AT capabilities are just a little bit too big. Does manage to decrew the MG42 here. Nice. Can you pick it up?
Someone get us out of here.
He's microing the south, I think.
Let's get her
Is he losing the squad? Oh, he doesn't see it.
We just lost a unit.
So picks up the MG42 but loses the lieutenant. And I feel at this point he should probably go for an AT gun. He needs some static AT.
Bust out the metal, boys. Promotion just came through. Point secure.
Orangepest lost both MGs, by the way. So we also lost the 50 cal. I didn't see why that went down. It must have gotten destroyed as well, because neither player has picked it up. So
Okay, ready yourself.
Elpern now in control of all the MGs. 250 cals and an MG42. It's gonna make it hard work here for Orangepest. The Orangepest have huge armor lead. P4 now coming out as well. So that's a tank that can actually do some anti-infantry damage. Anti-scare fighters might be in trouble if he's going in. And finally Elpern decides to build an AT gun. First AT gun being built in this game at 28-minute mark. Not something you see every day. P4 misses, 76 bounces. I don't think they have done much work in the anti-vehicle department.
Ready for action.
Stooks coming up. And those Stooks are deadly. Together with the Zooks.
We lost an infantry unit.
Not an infantry unit, I don't think it was the major. And Elpern's infantry power is looking low, but he does have a huge amount of MGs. So that equals it out a bit.
Our supply line just got cut off.
But he does need to have them in good spots. And at the moment,
On your feet, ladies.
in the base is one is in the north.
We got a Panzer track.
I think he wants to clump them up. They should clump them up a little bit more. Oh, the Sherman might be in trouble. Stooks are on the hunt.
Reinforcements in.
And this Shrek squad has done some work in the anti-vehicle department.
Stick with me and you might just make it.
Orangepest getting dangerously close to the enemy base. I wonder what he's going to do there. Is there another infantry squad going down? Or did he just only drop the bar? Let's see, there's 3 infantry mainline. No, there's only 2 mainline infantry remaining. The Cav rifleman and 1 rifleman. So the captain also went down.
Grab your shit and follow me.
So Elpern just probably losing it a bit on the micro. MG also not setting up towards this assault gren. There he goes, finally. He did secure a northern VP. And the VPs are still dead even. But he needs to find a way to deal with all these tanks. Zook's not connecting as well. Stuk shoots at the infantry.
We are
And the 76 misses as well. Elpern Zetigan is a little bit in the backline, not shooting at all. Meantime, Cav Rifleman running forward with straight into this P4. He does get the anti-vehicle satchel off, so that's nice. Zooks both connecting on one tank. Finally, the T-gun is moving up. And he aims at the Stuk, connects, but also takes a hit. And the P4 hits as well.
Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
The Stuk on the hunt. Needs one more connection. Here, Ekelot in trouble.
Just got a report of an
Another infantry rifleman went down in the south. Stuk traded, but this in the center. This 50 cal was set up completely the wrong way. And Elpern throws in the towel. If this would have been looking towards the south, all this infantry would have been suppressed around here. So that's a little bit of a misplay. I think Elpern was losing too much. Second 76 probably wasn't the best choice considering the Stuk was already on the field, which is just going to outrange you and penetrate you quite easily. Probably the best counter would have been getting an AT gun earlier or going for the Jackson so you can outrange the Stuk. Well played there by Orangepest. Nice usage of the P-Grand squads. And good usage of those assault grenadiers as well. Stuk's reigning supreme in the anti-vehicle department for him. So a nice matchup. And I think Elpern just got out-microed a little bit. He just lost too many squads at a certain point. And that's always hard with the USF. Like every time you tack, you get an extra squad. So you have the major, you have to look, you have the lieutenant, you have the captain. And then probably you already have 2 riflemen and then a Cav rifleman out. So a lot to micro for USF. Which is quite challenging at times. But if you manage to do it, their squads can be quite deadly. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. And share any thoughts in the comment section. Thank you for watching.